Hi friend. This is your reminder today, your journey to success starts now. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Right now, one small step at a time. Success is not a moment. It's a journey, and it starts now. Point 1. Success begins with a decision. Success always begins with a single, powerful decision. It does not start with perfect conditions, special talent, or external approval. It starts the moment you decide that your life can be better than it is today. This decision is often quiet and invisible to others, but it is one of the most important moments in any success story. When you decide to take responsibility for your growth, your mindset shifts. You stop waiting for motivation, luck, or the right time, and you begin to focus on action. A decision creates direction. Without it, effort becomes scattered and progress feels confusing. With a clear decision, even small actions gain meaning. Many people remain stuck not because they lack ability, but because they never fully decide to move forward. Once the decision is made, your brain starts looking for solutions instead of excuses. You begin to notice opportunities that were always there but previously ignored. A decision also builds inner strength. It sends a message to yourself that your goals matter and that your future is worth working for. This is why successful people often say that everything changed when they made a firm choice to begin. The decision does not remove fear, but it gives you the courage to act despite fear. It does not guarantee immediate results, but it guarantees movement. Progress is impossible without movement. Even slow steps become powerful when they are guided by a clear decision. You don't need to know every step of the journey in advance. You only need to decide to start and commit to learning along the way. This decision becomes a promise to yourself, a promise to show up, to try again after setbacks, and to continue growing. In the end, success is not created by dramatic moments. Point 2. Small steps create big results. Big results are rarely the product of one massive action, they are almost always the outcome of small steps repeated consistently over time. Many people underestimate the power of small actions because they expect success to feel dramatic or immediate. In reality, meaningful progress often feels quiet and slow at the beginning. Small steps are important because they reduce fear and resistance. Taking a small action feels manageable, and when something feels manageable, you are more likely to do it again. This repetition is what creates momentum. One small step may not seem significant, but when it is taken daily, it compounds into powerful change. Just as a single drop of water seems harmless yet can shape stone over time, small efforts shape your skills, mindset, and confidence. Small steps also build discipline. Each time you complete a simple task, you strengthen the habit of showing up. Over time, this habit becomes part of your identity, and progress begins to feel natural rather than forced. Another advantage of small steps is sustainability. Big, intense efforts often lead to burnout, while small actions can be maintained even on difficult days. This consistency is what separates long-term success from short-lived motivation. Small steps also create clarity. When you move forward little by little, you learn what works and what does not. You gain experience without overwhelming pressure. Mistakes become easier to correct, and adjustments feel less painful. Many successful people did not start with confidence, they started with simple actions taken despite uncertainty. Each small step proved to them that growth was possible. Over time, confidence grew as a result of action, not before it. Small steps also teach patience, an essential skill for any meaningful goal. They remind you that progress is a process, not a race. When you trust small steps, you stop comparing yourself to others and focus on your own path. Point 3. Discipline beats motivation. Motivation is powerful, but it is also temporary. It comes and goes depending on mood, energy, and external circumstances. Discipline, however, is what carries you forward when motivation fades. Success does not belong to those who feel inspired every day, it belongs to those who continue even when they do not feel like it. Discipline is the ability to act without waiting for the perfect emotional state. It is a commitment to your goals that goes beyond excitement or enthusiasm. When you rely only on motivation, progress becomes unpredictable. Some days you move forward, and other days you stop completely. Discipline creates stability. It turns effort into routine and goals into habits. This consistency is what builds long-term success. Discipline also protects you from excuses. When you are disciplined, you do not negotiate with your feelings, you follow your plan. This does not mean being harsh with yourself, but it does mean being honest about your responsibilities. Every disciplined action strengthens self-respect. Each time you do what you said you would do, you build trust in yourself. That trust becomes confidence. Discipline also simplifies life. Instead of making daily decisions about whether to act, you create systems that guide your behavior automatically. This reduces mental fatigue and makes progress easier over time. Many people believe discipline limits freedom, but in reality, it creates freedom. It frees you from procrastination, regret, and inconsistency. Discipline allows you to grow even during difficult periods when life feels heavy or uncertain. It reminds you that progress does not require perfect conditions. You can move forward slowly, quietly, and imperfectly, as long as you keep moving. Over time, disciplined actions compound just like small steps. What once felt difficult becomes normal. What once required effort becomes part of who you are. In the end, motivation may start the journey. Point 4. Learn from failure, don't fear it. Failure is often misunderstood, yet it plays a crucial role in every meaningful journey toward success. Many people fear failure because they associate it with weakness, embarrassment, or final defeat. In reality, failure is not an ending but a form of feedback. It shows you what does not work and guides you toward what might work better next time. When you view failure as a lesson rather than a loss, its power over you disappears. Every mistake contains valuable information that cannot be learned through success alone. Failure forces reflection, growth, and adaptation. It reveals gaps in knowledge, strategy, or effort and invites you to improve. People who succeed are not those who avoid failure, but those who face it without quitting. They understand that progress is rarely linear. There are setbacks, pauses, and unexpected challenges along the way. Failure also builds resilience. Each time you recover from a setback, you strengthen your ability to handle future difficulties. This resilience becomes one of your greatest assets. Instead of being discouraged by failure, you begin to expect it as part of the process. This expectation removes fear and replaces it with curiosity. You start asking better questions. What can I learn? What can I do differently? How can I improve? Failure also develops humility and patience. It reminds you that mastery takes time and effort. No one becomes skilled or successful without struggle. When you accept this truth, you stop comparing your early steps to someone else's finished results. You focus on your own growth. Another important lesson of failure is self-awareness. It helps you understand your strengths and weaknesses more clearly. This awareness allows you to make smarter decisions moving forward. Avoiding failure may feel safe, but it limits growth. Growth requires risk, and risk sometimes leads to mistakes. The key is not to eliminate failure but to respond to it wisely. Point 5. Focus on progress, not perfection. Perfection can feel attractive, but it often becomes one of the biggest obstacles to success. When you focus too much on being perfect, you delay action and increase pressure. Progress, on the other hand, encourages movement and growth. Success is built through improvement, not flawlessness. When you shift your focus from perfection to progress, you give yourself permission to start where you are and grow step by step. Progress accepts mistakes as part of learning, while perfection fears them. This fear can lead to procrastination, self-doubt, and unnecessary stress. By focusing on progress, you replace fear with curiosity. You begin to ask how you can improve rather than whether you are good enough. Progress also creates momentum. Each small improvement builds confidence and motivation to continue. Even imperfect action is more valuable than perfect intention that never becomes reality. Progress allows flexibility. When something does not work, you adjust instead of quitting. This adaptability is essential for long-term success. Perfection often demands rigid standards, but real growth requires experimentation. Progress also makes goals feel achievable. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by how far you have to go, you focus on the next small improvement. This keeps your energy steady and your mindset positive. Another benefit of focusing on progress is self-compassion. You learn to be patient with yourself and recognize effort, not just outcomes. This patience reduces burnout and helps you stay consistent over time. Many successful people did not begin with perfect plans or skills. They began with imperfect actions and improved through experience. Progress builds mastery gradually. Each step forward adds to your knowledge and ability. Over time, small improvements accumulate into significant transformation. When you focus on progress, success becomes a journey you can enjoy rather than a distant destination you fear. Point 6. Your environment shapes your future. Your environment has a powerful influence on your thoughts, habits, and long-term direction, often more than you realize. Environment is not only the physical space around you, but also the information you consume, the people you listen to, and the ideas you allow into your mind every day. When your environment supports growth, progress becomes easier and more natural. When it does not, even simple goals can feel exhausting. The words you hear, the content you watch, and the conversations you engage in shape your beliefs over time. If you constantly expose yourself to negativity, doubt, or distraction, your motivation and focus slowly weaken. On the other hand, a positive and supportive environment strengthens confidence and clarity. This is why intentional choices matter. Choosing uplifting content, educational material, and encouraging messages helps align your mindset with your goals. Environment also affects behavior. A space that encourages learning, practice, and consistency makes it easier to stay disciplined. You do not need a perfect environment, but you do need a supportive one. Even small changes can create meaningful impact. Removing distractions, organizing your space, or setting a specific time for focused activity can dramatically improve results. The people around you also play an important role. Supportive voices remind you of your potential, while constant negativity can limit your vision. This does not mean avoiding everyone who disagrees with you, but it does mean protecting your mental energy. Your environment should challenge you to grow, not convince you to stay the same. Over time, your environment becomes a reflection of your priorities. When you improve what surrounds you, you improve what grows within you. Success rarely happens by accident. It is often the result of carefully chosen surroundings that support effort and persistence. By shaping your environment intentionally. Point 7. Consistency builds confidence. Confidence is not something you suddenly find, it is something you build through consistent action over time. Many people wait to feel confident before they begin, but real confidence comes after you take action, not before. Each time you show up and do what you plan to do, even in a small way, you send a powerful message to yourself that you can be trusted. This trust is the foundation of confidence. Consistency turns effort into evidence. It proves that you are capable of commitment and progress. When actions become regular, fear loses its power. What once felt uncomfortable slowly becomes familiar. Consistency also reduces self-doubt. Instead of questioning your ability, you rely on your habits. You no longer ask whether you can do it, you simply do it because it is part of your routine. This stability creates inner strength. Confidence built through consistency is different from temporary confidence based on mood or external praise. It is quieter, deeper, and more reliable. Even on difficult days, consistent people move forward because their actions are guided by habit, not emotion. Another important aspect of consistency is identity. When you repeat an action regularly, you begin to see yourself differently. You stop saying, "I'm trying," and start saying, "I do." This shift in identity strengthens confidence naturally. Consistency also creates progress you can see. Visible improvement reinforces belief in yourself and your abilities. Each small win adds to a growing sense of competence. Over time, confidence becomes a natural result of showing up again and again. You do not need to be perfect, you only need to be consistent. In the end, confidence is built one action at a time. When you stay consistent, you build a strong relationship with yourself, and that relationship becomes one of your greatest sources of strength and success. Point 8. Time will pass anyway. Time is one of the few things in life that moves forward no matter what choices you make. Whether you take action or remain still, time continues without pause. Understanding this truth can be powerful. Many people delay their goals because they feel unready or uncertain, believing they will start when conditions improve. However, those conditions rarely arrive on their own. When you realize that time will pass anyway, you begin to see the cost of waiting. Days become weeks, weeks become years, and opportunities quietly slip away. Taking action does not stop time, but it allows you to grow along with it. Even small efforts made today can create meaningful differences in the future. When you choose to act now, you turn time into an ally rather than an enemy. Progress may be slow at first, but slow progress is still progress. Waiting for the perfect moment often leads to regret, while starting imperfectly leads to experience and growth. Time rewards those who use it intentionally. Each day offers a chance to learn something new, improve a skill, or move one step closer to a goal. When you act consistently, time multiplies your efforts through repetition and experience. This compounding effect is invisible at first but powerful over the long term. Another important lesson of time is perspective. What feels difficult or confusing today often becomes clear after months of effort. But clarity only comes to those who begin. Time also reduces fear when combined with action. The more you practice, the more comfortable you become. What once seemed intimidating slowly becomes familiar. Choosing to act now does not require certainty, it requires willingness. You do not need to know exactly where you will end up. You only need to know that staying still will not move you forward. When you respect time and use it wisely, you build momentum that cannot be rushed but also cannot be stopped. In the end, time will pass regardless. Point 9. Believe in your ability to grow. Believing in your ability to grow is one of the most important mindset shifts you can make on the path to success. Many people limit themselves not because they lack talent, but because they believe their abilities are fixed. In reality, growth is possible for anyone who is willing to learn, practice, and persist. Skills are developed through effort, not given at birth. When you believe you can improve, challenges stop feeling like threats and start feeling like opportunities. This belief encourages curiosity and resilience. Instead of avoiding difficult tasks, you approach them with the intention to learn. Growth belief also changes how you respond to setbacks. Rather than seeing failure as proof of limitation, you see it as part of the learning process. This perspective keeps you moving forward even when progress feels slow. Belief in growth builds patience. You understand that mastery takes time and that improvement is gradual. This patience protects you from frustration and comparison. You stop measuring yourself against others and focus on your own development. Another benefit of believing in growth is increased effort. When you trust that effort leads to improvement, you are more willing to invest time and energy. This effort compounds over time, leading to meaningful progress. Growth belief also strengthens confidence, not because you think you are perfect, but because you trust your ability to adapt. You know that even if you struggle now, you can learn your way forward. This mindset creates freedom. You no longer feel trapped by your current level of skill or knowledge. Every day becomes an opportunity to improve. Over time, belief in growth transforms your identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who learns, improves, and evolves. This identity supports long-term success. Point 10. Start now. Stay committed. Starting is often the hardest part of any journey, yet it is the single decision that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Many people wait for the right time, the right mood, or the right level of confidence before beginning. But the truth is, the perfect moment never comes, it must be created through action. The first step may feel uncertain, uncomfortable, or even scary, but it is also the most powerful step you can take. Action creates momentum, and momentum builds motivation. Once you start, Each small effort begins to push you forward. The path will not always be smooth. There will be moments of doubt, distraction, and fatigue. But commitment is what transforms an intention into a result. When you commit fully, you stop negotiating with excuses. You stop asking if you feel like it and start doing it because it aligns with who you want to become. Commitment is a promise you make to yourself, a quiet but powerful declaration that your goals matter more than temporary discomfort. Every time you keep that promise, your confidence and resilience grow stronger. Staying committed also means embracing imperfection. You will make mistakes, miss days, and sometimes feel like you're moving backward, but progress is not linear. What matters is returning to your purpose again and again, no matter how many times you stumble. Each return builds discipline, and discipline creates results. Starting now means trusting that you don't need to be perfect to make progress, you just need to begin. The longer you wait, the heavier hesitation becomes, but once you act, that weight lifts. Commitment then carries you through the difficult days when motivation fades. It reminds you that the person you want to become is built through consistent choices, not fleeting inspiration. Start where you are, with what you have, and take one honest step forward. Every great achievement began with a single decision to begin. Your journey to success starts now is a powerful reminder that success is not something that happens overnight, but something that begins the moment you decide to move forward. This video encourages you to take responsibility for your growth, focus on small consistent actions, learn from failure, build discipline, and stay committed even when motivation fades. Through clear and simple English, it helps you improve your listening skills while strengthening your mindset and confidence. Every message in this video is designed to remind you that progress matters more than perfection and that time will pass whether you act or not. By choosing to start now and continue step by step, you allow yourself to grow, learn, and move closer to your goals. Stay consistent, believe in your ability to improve, and remember that every small effort counts. Subscribe for daily English audio and motivation, and continue your journey, one step at a time.